It's been taking a while to pop up on the Facebook.
Popped up for me.
Did it pop up for you, Benny the Kid? God, man, I gotta get a haircut. Good Lord. But you know what? I'm very thankful that I got some hair. Whenever you look at, does it look like I'm going bald? Am I thin, man? I am receding. Does it look like I'll be bald? Because whenever I feel like I'm gonna go bald, do you know what I'm gonna do?
Get a wig.
I'll get a wig. No, I'll probably just shave my hair off. Good morning, everybody. Shannon Wheeler, thank you for getting on here. KK, good morning. Julia, Lorema, Travis, thank y'all all for getting on here. Cameron, why don't you have an E between the M and the R?
Oh no, that's a great question.
You ought to put an E in there
Should I?
to quit confusing people, or maybe a dash. Cameron, Andre, who here thinks Drew's hungover? I got a good feeling that Drew is in the bed. That baby's crawling on him. He's probably got his spit cup, and he's hungover because he went out to watch that redneck Morgan Waller last night, or whatever his name is. He went out to watch that guy. Do me a favor, get on, like, comment, and share the stream every single weekday, Monday through Friday. We come to you live, somehow talking life, business, lifestyle, relationships. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. But I'll be honest, I'm really not in the most creative. I'm just going to be completely honest, okay?
It's gonna be transparent.
It's a tough morning for sure. I'm going to be very transparent, and I'm going to reverse this and just say I'm thankful. I'm thankful for jealous, hating motherfucking people out there. Okay, that's just what I'm going to say. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm very pissed off at some people. Am I allowed to say that, Van? Well, I'm saying it today. I'm a little pissed off, but I'm thankful, okay? Because the person that's doing some things to me right now, it will help me. They're too dumb. Sorry, Zillow. I apologize about the language. And if you shared the stream, I apologize that it came on your screen. I don't say very many cuss words, but when I do, I go all in on them. So I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for these haters out there. They don't know this. They're going to spread my word, and eventually it will help me. But in the moment, I'm going to be pissed off about it. So we'll move right along. Hate us because they ain't us. Why can I not see that comment? It's kind of blurry. Is it blurry on your? Who can see Josh's last comment? Mine's blurry. I don't know why it's so blurry. It's like it's not like the rest of them. What did you say that? Did you try not to let me see it? So today's show, I'm going to open this up, and if you're on here, you can ask too. But I'm going to really do some Q&A with my people in here, and we've got about how many people in here? 1,100 people in here today. It's a big crowd in here. And today, since I'm a little pissed off, I wasn't as clear, I wasn't as creative, and I had to do something I hate to do, and that's usually I like to bring a message that's on my mind. The one thing that I've been talking about or studying a lot lately is finances. It's money, and that's what I was going to talk about, but I changed it up, and I was going to do a Q&A because I asked some people some questions around here, and I liked some of the questions. They pertain to money. So we'll start with you. State who you are and where you're from.
Travis.
Yes.
Lawrence.
Yep.
Might as well say from Smyrna.
Jeez.
So there you go.
That's right.
Say you're from Blackman or somewhere.
No.
Stewart Creek.
All right.
Were you in the Stewart Creek or the Smyrna area? Like what part of Smyrna did you grow up?
Like behind Nissan area.
Is that what's old school Smyrna? See, Van is in New Smyrna.
Yeah, Westwood.
Well, it's okay. So what's your question, Mr. Smyrna guy?
When you first started in real estate, how did you focus on home life, work life?
Oh, it was terrible. I didn't have no life. I had a party life. I didn't even have a work life. I was thank God I had John, and he helped me stay focused, but I didn't have no family. I was very unstable, and because I'm unstable, meaning this, whenever I left the office, I was going to go to where I could have the most fun. Like yesterday, for example, yesterday would have been a day all day at Jonathan's. Wasn't worried about work. Then maybe after 4 or 5 drinks, anything could happen. I could have ended up anywhere. I was not very stable. What's the correct word to use for not stable? Unstable or not stable? Instable. Are you sure the correct word is unstable? So if you're unstable, it's like anything. If it's like, would you want to get on an airplane with an unstable engine? Why not?
It's risky.
If you were walking across a 5-story building on a beam that was unstable, would you want to do that?
No.
If you're in a car and the bridge was going to collapse because it wasn't stable, you wouldn't want to do that. Okay? Because of the outcome. What could happen? You could fall off. You could just completely collapse. So when I first started off, I didn't have much stability. No stability. Because I didn't really want to do the hard things. I wanted to do the fun things. And I could make sense of doing that. Who is this? The motorcycle madman is here.
Hello.
Good question. But see, I didn't have the ability to focus early on in the business.
I think I just don't ever shut it off. I'm always thinking.
Yeah, but instead, okay, well, you got to find ways to get it into action. How do I take these thoughts and get them into action? Thinking a lot of times, a lot of people I was a thinker back then, okay? The difference was I wasn't into action. I was thinking because I was always going to be rich one day. That's how I was thinking. But that's where I stayed. I stayed in my thoughts. Then I started drinking my thoughts. And then the next day I'd get right back to thinking about it. Lorema, how did you financially build yourself back up after leaving your mom's house? Well, thank you for the embarrassing question, Lorema. Are you talking about the first time or the second time? Are you talking about when I was a teenager? Or are you talking about whenever I was 35 years old? Well, the way I started building myself back financially the second time is I started getting stable at 35, 36 years old. And Tim Dutton is one of my best buddies, and he's a very wealthy dude. He used to work here. Now he builds houses, and he also has a real estate team. We looked at my debts, and it gave me something to focus on. He taught me a way I wouldn't teach y'all to do today, by the way. But I needed to do this because it added discipline. I owed $86,400 of just bullshit debt. Credit cards, student loans, credit lines that were all spent. Just very, very just ridiculous consumer debt. And when I was with my mom, Lorema, I focused on that 4 years of paying off $86,400. I paid a car payment was in there. I got all that paid off, but what it did is it helped me build this discipline. I've been on you about discipline. I feel like you're very, very, very disciplined. There's been other people that work here that didn't make it because they didn't have this discipline thing. Okay? But what it helped me do is I got stable with my discipline. It's something that I could repeat. Josh, what does the board say back there? Go back there and read it to us.
Real power only comes from repeating actions.
Real power only comes from repeating actions. Every single day I would come in. I was focused. I wasn't really focused on selling more houses. I was really more focused on paying off that debt. And because I was focused on paying off the debt, I didn't make as much money as I could have. I should have been focused on making more money. Cousin Noah, what is something you are challenged with as of today? I think the thing that still holds me back, Cousin Noah, is probably fear. Fear of doing bigger things. Continue to believe in myself because I've never really been a huge believer in me because I never experienced anything really, really good. I was very average. And the reason why I was very average was because I never was 100% committed to things. But whenever you're in the moment to make a decision, you reflect back into your past. Well, am I sure we can do this? Right now, the big thing for us is that we got about a $16,000 a month Zillow bill. And we were looking at the old notes the other day, me and Van Grafton, and he was like, man, here's what your expenses were. What year was that, Van? I think it was 2018. Those yearly expenses are almost a quarter of our expenses now. I think that's how far I've come. But still, I'm looking at, I wish I would have believed in myself sooner. I wish I would have thought bigger sooner. Today, it's still a challenge for me to really, really believe in myself because I just started experiencing success over the last 5 years. You guys, though, the reason why I didn't believe in myself is I wasn't doing these things that made me believe in myself. It wasn't just the results that shape your belief. It's your daily habits. It's your daily things that you come in and you say, I'm going to do this. This is why I always ask you, how many calls you going to make? I ask. I don't say get your 50. How many calls you going to do today? You set the target. Are you sure you're going to do them? Now, my job is to hold you accountable. If you make these targets and you say, I'm going to do this, and then you don't, you're not going to believe in yourself. Over time, it's going to be a very, very substantial belief in yourself, or it's going to be no belief in yourself. You're going to get to choose by what you do every single day. Shannon, do you feel better having money or making money? I feel much better making money, to be honest, because I look at the money, but I have a lot more certainty and security knowing I'm making money. And because of that, I'm going to ask Van, how many times a day do I ask you, do you have any updates from Kendall? Well, I don't do it that. I just be in your office the whole day. How many? Hey, heard anything? Hey, if you heard anything. Probably 4 or 5 times a day. I pay a lot of attention. See, I'm very stable in my thoughts. Did we sell anything? Have we got any updates? And me knowing that gives me a lot of security, knowing, like, I walk around with this white sheet. Van, could you hand that white sheet to us? This is something that I measure all the time. I want to know exactly, like, how many deals. I can probably look on that sheet right now and guess within 1 or 2 deals, they could move around. Like, how many deals do we have coming in April? I'm going to say 32 in April. It says 33, it looks like, in April. See, things move around, I was guessing, but I'm always very aware of the money that's coming in. I'm not as aware of how much money's in the bank account. Because your future is more important than your past. Does that make sense, Josh? What'd the board say?
Real power only comes from repeating actions.
Can you remember that? Who's got another question?
I do.
What is it?
Now, for somebody that's just starting out in real estate, would you feel like it's more important for somebody to like have skills or know a lot of people?
I think it's the combination that you want. And if you've got great skills, you need to continue to build skills, but you need to continue to build networks. A network is an unfair advantage. A big network should outperform a small network. Whenever Bradley, do you know who Bradley is? Well, Bradley was in our office one day, and he's a sales coach. Do you know who Bradley is? He was in here one day, and he was talking about, we were asking him how to overcome objections, how to sell, and he's like, man, at the end of the day, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. It really comes down, what can separate people is the skill. But like I tell everybody, John Jones, no matter like how much I do, John Jones and his network can always outperform me because of his networks. He grew up as a little golden child of Murfreesboro. His uncle was Howard Wall. His personal mentor was John Floyd. And everybody loves John Jones. So his networks can outperform our hard work like that. That's why networks are so important. What is the best way to scale your network? I think being visible in the community and going to where people are, and you can get to talk to them. And Noah is one of the best people, if not the best, on our team in a networking environment to where he can get attention and people are drawn to him because he's a big dude and he's got this big smile and he's got this very contagious spirit whenever he's on. I mean, he can win over. He's very, very good at going into a room and winning it over. He's very outgoing. He'll go introduce himself. He'll shake somebody's hand and he's got a big smile. And whenever you're a big guy like that, how tall is Noah? 6'2"? Tall. I mean, those people, unfortunately, like me and Coach Burt talk about this all the time. Real tall people just have a better advantage. The Afterclose, Shannon's event he does once a month. That's a great place. I think just going to where you're very visible in the community. Yesterday, I said, let's go over here to Jonathan's because I wanted to kind of bump into some people that I knew, and I didn't see a lot of people, but then I'm guilty. Where was our table? Our table was tucked away in a corner. Nobody could see me. I did end up talking to a few people, but that's not the way to do it, okay? The way to do it is wherever you are, you need to think like a politician. You need to be on. You need to approach people. You need to talk to them. You don't have to talk about your job. You really just need to talk to people, and they need to like you. And if they like you, they want to support you. But being where people are is the most important thing I can tell you, no matter where it is. Like, think about this. How many people could you have spoken to yesterday? How many could you have?
51.
How many could you have? How many could you have, Cameron?
Truthfully, probably 50.
Well, let's talk about a limited belief, because yesterday we were at Jonathan's. How many people were in there?
I'd say around maybe 50 to 100.
Probably about 150 people.
150.
How many people could you have talked to yesterday?
150 people.
Well, then wherever, like this, did you go to the gym this morning? I didn't see you in there. Maybe I saw you. How many people did you talk to?
Nobody.
Okay.
Actually, no, I talked to a couple people.
So you probably get in the routine of talking to the same people over and over and over and over again. But to expand, you need to talk to more people. We come in here and we call because I want to build courage and skills. But for us, our business is really out there in the community. That's what we should be doing. John, I like going to high school sporting events. You know, going to youth league. Most youth league people don't drive themselves to the games. When you're 12, are you driving to your basketball games? So there's parents, there's people there. Any more questions before we shut it down? One last question.
I got one.
What was it?
All right, so if you were to choose any advice to give to your 24-year-old self, what would it be? Most important advice.
I would do exactly what you're doing with Noah. I'd get around somebody. Like I see Noah, you and Noah right now, or it appears y'all are very focused and dialed in. Would you say you are? Okay, and I've seen Noah on this board and he's teaching you stuff. Is that true? So one of my people at 24, we were talking about going to a drink, go out on a town. I didn't have somebody that was teaching me something like all day. Like you've got somebody that getting a mentor is the most powerful thing you can do, I believe. Van, some great advice. Hey, thank y'all. I thought this was kind of boring thing to do, but again, I'm pissed off and my creativity wasn't there. But I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna be like Noah and have my big smile on. Everybody have a great day. Shut us down, Finger, and go Vols. Go Memphis Tigers.
Yeah.
Come on.